Bonjour everyone, and welcome if this is your first time. I am your humble French tarot reader Marine, and today's video is going to be around what's shifting for you right now. So we're going to be looking at what is shifting, the energy that is moving in your life. We'll be looking at if there's any advice and guidance for navigating this shift, so that you can embody this transition to your full potential. So this is going to be a timeless reading. It does not matter when you're watching this. There should hopefully be a message there for you. And if you don't know how this pick a pile reading works, you're going to see it's very simple. In a moment, I'm going to guide you to choose your pile. You don't have to force anything. Just simply notice which pile is calling out to you the most, and this is where your reading will be. In the description box, you're going to find timestamps that can take you straight to your reading. Down there, you'll also find all the names of the decks I'm using today, if I have fellow tarot and oracle deck lovers here. And that's where you'll find other videos of mine you may want to check out, the link to my other channel where I share with you my passion for the cards. So for today, as I said, we are looking at what's shifting for you right now, what change is already in motion in your life, and what direction your life is taking at this moment in time. So in order to do this reading for you, I have 3 different decks and 3 different crystals. So for my pile number 1, we have a little tower of clear quartz. And the backings that you can choose for my pile number 1. So if these backings or this crystal are calling to you, your message could be in pile number 1. For my pile number 2, the crystal is rose quartz. And the backings for my pile number 2 are these. So if these backs or this crystal are calling to you, then your message could be in pile number 2. Finally, for my pile number 3, we have a piece of tiger's eye. And the backings of my pile number 3's decks look like this. So if these backs or this crystal are calling to you, then your message could be in pile number 3. If you need a little bit more time to choose a pile for you, then you can pause the video, take some deep breaths, release any tension you might be holding in your body, maybe unclench your jaws, relax your shoulders, have a little bit of water. Just come back to yourself as a way to reconnect with the waves of your soul. And once you're ready, I'll see you in your reading starting now. Okay, my pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this particular crystal or this deck, this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned, today's reading is all about what is shifting for you right now. So we're going to get straight in and start looking at what is currently shifting in your life. This is a core change already in motion, energy, circumstances, mindset that are beginning to move in your life. For my pile number 1, what is currently shifting for you guys? What's currently in motion? The High Priestess, the 6 of Cups. Let's pull one more. What's shifting for my pile number 1? We have Temperance. We have the High Priestess. She looks beautiful. The 6 of Cups, and we have Temperance. What's shifting? Already I can tell from my pile number 1. It's a big refocus on listening to yourself more. Straight away, with the High Priestess, 6 of Cups, and Temperance, we see that you guys are reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your voice, after potentially a time where you might have been disconnected from yourself a little bit. Maybe you were paying more attention to other people's guidance or advice. Maybe you were overly listening to societal voices and conditioning. Maybe you just felt a little bit disconnected from yourself because of a certain relationship you were nurturing or a certain habit you had. But truly, no more. Right now, my pile number 1 is reconnecting with their core soul essence, reconnecting with their soul's voice, right? Look at this beautiful Temperance card. Instead of like plugging into the collective, they have decided to unplug from the collective voice, and they have headphones that are connected to their heart. That's you, my pile number one. Right now, you've decided to unplug from the collective, to no longer let societal conditioning, your family's upbringing, the relationships you might have been in, or your inner critic, whatever it may be, control your actions. You have decided to remove yourself from this external noise and to reconnect with your soul's voice, to reconnect with your intuition, to reconnect with your inner voice, with yourself. So if I had to say the biggest shift right now for my pile number one is a recommitment to listening to you, to your voice, your desires, your intuition, your instincts, your soul's calling, right? Especially because the High Priestess indicates you are recommitted to nurturing your intuition, listening to your instinct, paying attention to any synchronicities, signs, dreams you might be having. The High Priestess also moves in silence. She doesn't have to shout on the rooftop about what she does. It's a very quiet internal shift. So externally, it might seem like not much is happening or shifting in my pile number one's life, but internally, there's a really big transformation and shift in terms of you reconnecting with yourself. I see my pile number one might have been feeling very numb or very disconnected from their desires, their dreams, their wants, and you are making an action now and a shift towards paying more attention to what it is you want, paying more attention to what it is you need, paying more attention to your soul's voice. We have the Six of Cups right in the middle. It's a card of inner child and of our really pure essence. So that's what you guys are doing. You're reconnecting with your pure essence. Maybe some of you are reconnecting with hobbies you had when you were younger. Maybe some of you have just left a relationship where you were constantly doing what the other person wanted, constantly paying attention to what the other person had in terms of plans, etc., but you never listened to what you actually wanted yourself. And now that you potentially are removing yourself from the situation, you decide to listen to what it is you want. It might be that my pile number one is putting more boundaries in their relationships, interpersonal connections, where you're deciding, you know what, I'm actually going to start voicing my needs, voicing my wants. I'm no longer going to do what other people are just proposing, and maybe I'm going to take charge a little bit more and say, actually, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do that, right? It's a really powerful shift towards voicing out more your needs, putting some boundaries, and very much so reconnecting with yourself. My pile number one, that's beautiful. I love that so much. Okay, what are you moving towards? This is the new energy, opportunity, a state of being that this shift is guiding you into. What are you moving towards? My pile number one. Let's see. King of Cups. I love that. What are you moving towards? We have the Star. How beautiful. Oop. And the card that literally jumped down is the Empress. I love that for you guys. We have the King of Cups. Gorgeous. We have the Star with the Dragonfly. Dragonfly might have significance for my pile number one. Let me know. It might be something. I'm hearing that this could be an animal that has importance to some of you. Maybe it's a way that you get synchronicities from your guides. Maybe it's a way that you ask for signs. You know, when you see a dragonfly, it means something in your own kind of like communication with your guides or with loved ones. I don't know. I feel like dragonfly could have significance for my pile number one. Okay, and we also have the Empress. Gorgeous. Because you are reconnecting with yourself, and because this shift is truly a shift from listening to the noise of the world, paying attention to the chaos of the world, and you're now shifting that towards focusing more inwards, listening to yourself, paying attention to your needs, heeding your soul's calling, because this is a shift of what you're paying attention to. There's a huge healing happening in your life, and you're moving towards a state of feeling better emotionally. First of all, with the King of Cups, the Star, and the Empress, there's a sense of emotional well-being that is installing itself in my pile number one's life that just feels really good. There's also a big shift in your interpersonal relationships where, because you guys are starting to listen to yourself more and maybe starting to voice your needs more and saying a little bit more what you want and being less inclined to just doing what other people want and being more vocal about your needs, your desires. This is also leading to healthier interpersonal relationships. So it could be that there's family dynamics that are a lot more healthy now because you're able to listen to yourself, your needs, so you don't take on your shoulders and you're able to put down some of the burden, maybe to put some boundaries, like I said, express your needs better. So there's like healthier family dynamics, friendships, etc. If I have any singles out there, it means that the next relationship that you get into will be much healthier as well and much more nourishing and loving, because it will be from a place where you actually listen to yourself and take care of paying attention to your soul's calling. So that's wonderful. In terms of emotional well-being and healthy interpersonal relationships, we see a huge kind of like advancement here, and things are really moving forward towards that direction, towards healthier, more loving and more balanced kind of interpersonal relationships. So we love that. And also, like I said, a sense of emotional well-being that is installing into your life, which is also wonderful. What you're moving towards as well with the Empress and the King of Cups, there's also a sense of feeling more loved, feeling more supported, because you pay attention to yourself more in the sense of what your soul says, what your desires are, your instinct, your intuition, your needs, your desires. You feel more supported, both by others, but also by yourself. And that leads you to be able to actually go towards what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, what makes you feel abundant. So overall, there's just a sense of, through reconnecting with yourself, my Palm One is able to just feel a lot happier as well, and more joyful, more nourished by the world, by others, by themselves, right? You are filling your cup, and in that way you are able to move through the world a lot more abundantly, a lot more confidently. That is also affecting how you behave and has a repercussion in your moves, in your actions, in your relationships, etc. So truly, it's a beautiful time of emotional well-being and happiness, fulfillment, nourishment, feeling love, feeling supported. And through reconnecting with yourself, you are also able to go after what makes you feel at peace, right? So there's also, if some of you have been feeling disconnected and numb and overwhelmed, uninspired, because you are reconnecting with yourself, that's also going to shift. There's a sense here with the Star and the Empress of feeling a lot more inspired, a lot more at peace with yourself, a lot more content, right? I think contentment is a big word, which is so beautiful. We need that. We need people who feel content so that they can shine their light in the world, right? And I feel like that's what's happening from my pile number one. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna see if there's any guidance on how to navigate this shift. Is there any guidance around how can you guys like initiate this shift of reconnecting to yourself? Let's see. Any guidance from your guides, from your soul? We have women supporting women. Together we can transcend our individual limitations. Sorry, I was very high up. Interesting. So some of you might be very called to join certain groups. I mean, here we're talking about women, but I never limit my readings to gender. So it's more about a feeling of sisterhood that can apply to everyone, right? So maybe some of you feel called to join a certain group, maybe a book club, maybe you're joining a community, like people who gather to go on walks every weekend. Maybe you're joining a charity, like maybe you are joining an online community that meets every weekend to do something online, like, I don't know, play video games, whatever. There's a sense here of finding community, and that's that's really interesting because sometimes we might have the misconception that when we reconnect with ourselves, we suddenly become hermits in cave and we cut all our connection with others. That's not the case at all, because actually, like we've talked about, whilst you guys are right now gonna be reconnecting with your voice, it will help you have healthier and better relationships with others, and in turn it will lead you to find people who are on the same wavelengths, finding like-minded people, a community, a sisterhood, a soul family, right? So if you've been looking for that, if you've been thinking about joining a group, a class, a community online, whatever it may be, it's a big yes. There's a sense here of you finding community and finding individuals who are on the same vibration, same wavelengths as you, which is really beautiful. Let's see what else we can get for you guys in terms of advice. What's coming through for my pile number 1? Any advice? We have a brave heart. Take action with passion. Beautiful. So, if you've been thinking about any ways to reconnect with yourself, to pay attention to yourself more, maybe it's through journaling, maybe it's through speaking to someone that you trust, maybe it's through you reconnecting, like I said, with childhood hobbies, maybe it's through you just making a list of things you want to do for you, right? Now is the time, my pile number 1. You are invited to have a brave heart and to take action towards following your soul's calling, doing the thing that you want, putting yourself first. It's very important. That's really the key of the reading, my pile number 1, okay? I have a little oracle of plants, and on the back there's poems. So I thought we could use this as a way to like have a little plant that can help you guys whilst this is this transition, this reconnection to yourself is happening. And we'll also read the poem at the bottom. So what plant can my pile number 1 work with to help them in this shift? Is there any plant that we can work with? We have juniper, beautiful. And on the back it says, a holy howl reverberates across the parched earth, purging hexes and blessing the abyss in the bronze boulders. Hallowed devotion for safe travels. See, for me, the travel we're talking about here is traveling back to yourself, reconnecting with yourself. If you've been feeling disconnected, like we talked about, because you were paying attention to what others wanted to do, you've given a lot of yourself to the point where you might have forgotten who you are, what you want. No more, my pile number 1. You're reconnecting to you, your desires, your soul's calling, and juniper can help you in this safe travel back to your soul. So I love that so much. Beautiful. Okay, so that's all I'm saying for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If it did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Until next time, keep navigating the waves of your soul. Okay, my pile number 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the rose quartz, or if you chose this particular deck, this is gonna be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today's reading is all about what's shifting for you right now, and we're gonna get straight in. And we'll start by pulling some cards around what is currently shifting in your life. So this is the core change already in motion, energy, circumstances, mindset that is beginning to move in your life. So what's shifting for you right now? For my pile number 2, what's shifting for you guys in your life? What's in motion? What change is happening in your life? We have the 2 of Cups. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the sun. Beautiful. And look at those colors. So pretty. I think the shift happening right now for my pile number 2 is linked to feeling more inspired and having a renewed sense of purpose, right? Because when I see the 2 of Cups, I see what you want wants you back. So potentially my pile number 2 has gone through a time recently where you just felt really uninspired, in the sense of you weren't really sure what you wanted to pour energy into. Maybe you just didn't feel, even though you might have some hobbies and goals and dreams, you might have felt not that excited about pursuing those dreams and doing the hobbies that normally bring you joy and doing the things that you normally enjoy. Yeah, it might have been recently a time where my pile number 2, like I said, felt very uninspired, and where energies were feeling very stale, like you just didn't feel excited about connecting to the things that normally bring you joy. Maybe you lacked inspiration and you just weren't sure like how to move out of this very stale desert type energy. This is what's shifting. This energy, this stale energy, is shifting towards now an energy of rejuvenation, of inspiration, of feeling more dynamic, feeling more energetic, feeling more motivated. There's also a sense here of like I'm seeing someone who wakes up in the morning and who's excited about the day ahead, whereas potentially a few weeks ago it was really hard in the morning to feel excited about the day to come. There's an internal shift in terms of mindset, of energies feeling lighter for my pile number 2, where you can finally like leave this kind of metaphorical desert and you feel once more excited about the future, about your life, about your hobbies, about your passions, about your day-to-day routine. So maybe you're reconnecting to certain hobbies that you had lost passion for, and now you're like finding new ideas. I don't know, maybe some of you love sewing and you just didn't have any inspiration for sewing anymore, but you've seen something really inspiring recently and you're like, you know what, I want to try and make that for myself. So you're reconnecting to that passion because you feel this like creative fire burning up inside you once more. Maybe it's about just feeling more joyful about doing things that you like. You are exercising again, for those of you who love to exercise, but maybe were feeling a little bit uninspired to do so recently. And now you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start running again, or I'm going to start going to the gym again, or I'm going to go back to my dance class. Like there's a sense of feeling re-energized, re-motivated, and re-inspired for my pile number 2. And again, it really comes from what you want wants you back. For a while, you weren't sure what to do because there wasn't anything calling to you, so it just felt like I might as well just do nothing, right? Because I'm not excited about anything. But now there's like the universe is shaking up the energies and things feel exciting again. Maybe you had stopped dating because you were like, I can't, I'm just not excited to go out there anymore. I don't feel excited about the idea of meeting someone new. So you just had given up that prospect. But recently you're starting to reconnect with the excitement of meeting someone, of dating, of getting to know someone new, etc. So you're reconnecting to your inner fire, creativity, passion that way, potentially. Like, you know, these are just examples, but there's really here, if I had to say what's shifting for my pile number 2, it's energy, it's motivation coming back. You're feeling creative again, you're feeling inspired again, and if you're not quite there yet, know it's coming. If right now you're in the metaphorical desert and you're like, I feel so bored, I feel uninspired, I don't really feel excited about anything anymore, this is gonna shift. Very soon energies are shifting. You're gonna get a light bulb moment, right, with a page of sword, of an idea that is exciting to you, something you want to do, something you want to create, something you want to pursue, and that's gonna bring the excitement, the energy back into your life. Let's look at what are you moving forward. So this is the new energy, opportunities, the state of being that this shift is guiding you into. Let's see, what are you moving forward, my pile number 2. I don't even have to shuffle. This deck is just jumping about. Look, we will go from the page to the queen. Out of that, we have the lovers, another major. Okay. Ooh. And the last one is the Ace of Swords. What are you moving forward, my pile number 2? Like, what's the opportunities, the state of being that this shift is guiding you into? Because you're going from feeling very uninspired and bored and just feeling like overwhelmed or unmotivated towards feeling excited again, towards feeling energetic again, towards feeling dynamic again and creative and passionate again. You are moving towards new ideas. Like I said, there's really a new project that you guys are gonna start getting ideas for. I don't know what it is. It's coming here in the sense of you're gonna want to pursue something new very soon. There's gonna be a new idea coming. It could be that you decide to plan a trip. Could be that you decide you have an idea for a project. Could be very day to day. Like I said, the example of someone who loves to sew and they're getting a new sewing idea they want to do. Or it could be very big, like there's a big move you want to do in your career, or you're thinking about changing home and moving somewhere else, right? But there's really a new idea that's coming, a light bulb moment that is very soon coming into my pile number two's life, that is going to shake things up. A new project you want to pursue, an idea, a light bulb moment, a revelation where you're like, I want to do this. I want to change job. I want to go back to school. I want to go traveling to this place. I want to start dating again. I want to, right, filling the blanks. There's something that's going to impose itself in terms of a light bulb moment that you don't expect right now, potentially. So it'll be interesting to come back to this reading in a couple of weeks, in like a few days, maybe even a month, and be like, whoa, I didn't expect then that I would have this huge idea coming in, and yet right now I'm in the midst of really pursuing a complete new endeavor. I see something here in terms of a life shift that's going to impose itself into my pile number two's life, and that is something that is re-energizing you. So maybe some of you are going to be offered an opportunity at work. Maybe you're going to meet someone, and so suddenly you're excited about the prospect of going on dates again. It could be linked to meeting someone, to be honest. If you guys are single and looking to date, there's definitely potential here to meet the right person, and they're bringing back excitement into your life. It could even be meeting someone in terms of platonic, but that just brings excitement back into your life. So meeting someone that can connect you to new job opportunities, or meeting a new friend that is inviting you to do stuff, and so they're bringing excitement back into your life. I would not be surprised if this light bulb moment happening in my pile number two is connected to also connecting with a specific person, romantic or not, right? Like I said, it could be platonic. And finally, with this Queen of Swords here right in the middle, we do have an indication that there's also a sense of clarity inviting itself into my pile number two's life, where you know where you're going finally, after being a little bit lost, being a little bit like not sure what to do with your time or with your energy, having potentially lost focus for a bit. You are feeling a lot more grounded in your ideas and in your pursuing of goals, and you feel more clarity, and you know where you're going, and that's really good. That feels really good. Once we've all been through those times where we feel a little bit lost and we just don't know what to, just feeling uninspired, and once that's finally over and we have a clearer view of what our next move should be, that feels really good, right? It gives us a sense of perspective, of clarity, and a sense of ease around moving into the world. So I love that for you guys. Let's see if there's any messages for you coming from your guides around any guidance we can get for this shift. And again, for my pile number two shift, what's shifting? If I had to summarize, it's a shift from feeling uninspired to feeling inspired again, and to having a goal, having a purpose, having something that you want to pursue again, whether that's a new job, a relationship, whether that's reconnecting with a hobby, whether that's moving somewhere, whatever it is. That's really the shift. We're rekindling your inner fire, your passion, your creativity, my pile number two. And I love that for you guys. What do we have? We have home. Home, may your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. Some of you could be reconnecting to, I had this inkling, like for some of you, it's reconnecting to physical goals, like maybe you're going back to the gym, you're moving your body again, you're going back to your dance class, you're doing your yoga again, or you're doing your breathing exercises at night again, just reconnecting with your body and in ways that feel good. That definitely came through, because when we feel uninspired, we also sometimes lose the connection we have with our vessel, with our body, right? So through feeling inspired again and motivated again, that's also gonna rekindle the relationship you have with yourself and with your body, through pleasure, through taking care of it, through moving it, whatever speaks to you in whatever ways are available to you. Okay, I love that. Really, really beautiful. Let's see what else. Any kind of guidance for navigating this shift? What does your soul want you to know, to embody during this transition? We have listen to the call. Time is now. See, you're about to step into a portal, my pile number 2, and leave the desert and move towards this beautiful, nourishing forest. And this is coming through you reconnecting to your creativity, to your passion. I really love that so much for you guys. Time is now. If you've been feeling a little bit, like I said, uninspired, just bored, whatever it may be, things are shifting. Time is now. There's new energy, and that's really exciting. I'm so excited for you guys. Okay, I want to wrap up the reading with a little plant like I did for my first pile. On one side we have plants, on the other side we have poems, and I think it can be really great to ask what plant could help you through this shift, and also we get a little bit of guidance as well. What plant could help my pile number 2 through this shift? We have a little jumper. It's the stinging nettle. Oh, cool. Okay, and it says, when you need the white, oh, sorry, I'm shaking, my bad. When you need the wide strength of the infinite sky, embrace the robust thunder and become the silver lightning in the storm. Fearless, resilient, electrified. Oh, you guys, this is exactly gonna be you. You're gonna start soon feel fearless, resilient, and electrified. You are becoming the lightning in the storm. I love that so much. How beautiful. And so if you like to work with plants energy, then the nettle can be a great one to help you re-energize your life. I love that so much. Okay, so that's all I'm seeing for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If it did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Until the next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye. Okay, my pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this particular piece of Tiger's Eye, or if you chose this deck, then this is gonna be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today's reading is all about what is shifting for you right now. And so we're gonna go straight in and pull some cards around what is currently shifting in your life. This is the core change already in motion, and the energy, circumstances, mindset that is beginning to move in your life. So let's see what's shifting. Ooh, we already have a jumper, Queen of Swords. What's shifting for my pile number 3? We have the 8 of Wands and we have the 9 of Wands. Didn't have to shuffle much, you guys. This deck is ready to chat. And I love it, by the way. It's the Utica Tarot. You'll see all the links in the names in the description box. So we have the Queen of Swords. She's beautiful. She's giving Morrigan energy. Maybe the Morrigan has significance to some of you. It might be a deity you like to work with. We have the 8 of Wands. And again, we have a bird in the background. And finally, we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, I think what's shifting for my pile number 3 is linked to finally being able to move forward with something. You might have been at a time where you were a little bit stuck in your life, and I have a feeling that it wasn't necessarily like dependent on you. Maybe there was external circumstances that were stopping you from moving forward. Like, I don't know, maybe you were waiting for something to happen at work in order to be able to move forward. Maybe you were going through, let's say someone going through a divorce, for example, and until the divorce papers are signed, they're not really able to move forward. For some of you, it's even like maybe you were, I'm hearing like for some of you, it was quite difficult and painful in the sense that for some of you it might have even been linked to grief, having lost something or lost even someone. For some of you, I'm hearing you might have lost someone close or a loved one, maybe even a pet, and so you were grieving, and that really was difficult for you to move forward in any way because you were just, you know, going through the motions and having to heal your heart during this very difficult time. There's a sense that my pile number 3 has been going through, something painful or something that made them feel like they just had to be in the moment and they didn't have any energy or desire to make any move forward in any areas of their life, because there was plenty to deal with in the present moment. Maybe with time, maybe with perspective, energies you feel are slightly shifting, and you are coming out of this like bubble of grief or this time of pain, and you're moving towards now feeling like you can start making decisions again and moving forward again and take actions in your life. So I'm going back to the example of if someone has lost someone close, a loved one, a pet, whatever. When you're grieving, you don't have the energy to think about what's next, right? You're just in the moment. Every day is very painful, and that's plenty to deal with. But with time, the grief is still there, but it's maybe less like a voice that shouts. It's more of a voice that is here with you, but less taking all the space in your head. And so maybe now that time has passed, it leaves you a little bit more mental head space to think about what's next for you, right? What's next, what next move you want to make, what next decision you want to take for yourself, where you want to pour intention into, where you want to pour energy into. And so there's movement happening now in my pile number 3 after a time of like I said, the sense of being it's not even blocked. It's like I see my pile number 3 as if you were lying down on the middle of the road. Like, I don't want to move. I feel overwhelmed. There's a lot happening to me. I'm sad or I'm struggling, whatever it may be, and I just need to rest for a bit. And now you're feeling that energy shift of like, okay, I'm ready to get back up and start walking again. And that's powerful. So that's the shift. The shift is unlike my pile number 2, where there was a lack of inspiration, for my pile number 3, I see that this lack of movement, it came from a desire to just want to rest and take care of yourself, because things were just overwhelming and you had plenty on your heart to deal with, that it didn't feel like the right time to start taking decisions and making moves in your life. But now, with the 8 of Wands, we are starting to make, like, the energies are shifting. That's what's shifting in your life. Queen of Swords, 8 of Wands, and 9 of Wands. It's a like moving towards feeling more apt and ready to take decisions, to take action into and matter into your own hands, and to start moving forward in your life. So that's actually what we're going to be asking, is what are you moving towards? We know the shift is happening now in terms of feeling ready to take decisions again, feeling ready to make moves again, feeling ready to leave the struggle and leave the pain behind, leave the grief, whatever it is. And so now that you're ready to move forward, what are you moving towards? We're gonna see. What are you moving towards, my pile number 3? What's the new energy, the opportunity, the state of being that this shift is guiding you into? Look, Ace of Stone. It's a new beginning. And we have the Devil. You're leaving the pain behind. Yeah. You're breaking your chains and you're leaving the pain behind towards a new beginning. My pile number 3, and it's a new beginning that is very rooted in your day-to-day, I think. And look, we have the Emperor. Yeah, so I'm going to give the example that doesn't have to speak to everyone, but that's what's coming through, so I'm sharing it. And again, it's just an example, so it might not resonate with everyone. But let's say some of you lost someone, a loved one, a loved being. And whilst you were grieving, there was no way you could think about job, career, right? Things like that. There's no way you can be like grieving and think about moves for your career, for example. Now that you feel ready to get back up, metaphorically, and leave the pain behind, you're ready to start thinking about your career, for example, and think about, okay, maybe I feel ready to think about what I want to do, because before this loss happened, I wasn't really happy in my job. I was kind of going through the motion. So now I'm ready to apply for another job, maybe, or maybe I'm ready to start thinking about freelancing, or maybe I'm starting to think about launching my career. There's a sense here of also this loss or this grief, for example, could being alchemized into a push for you to start pursuing something that you feel a lot more aligned with on a day-to-day level. So I'm talking about career, but it could be routine, it could be anything related to material life, right? I don't know, let's say some of you had always wanted to write a book. Again, there's something happened that caused a lot of grief, a lot of pain. Once you let the biggest wave of the grief and pain wash over you, and you feel a little bit more secured in your heart to start getting metaphorically back up and start moving forward again, maybe this is the push that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna start writing my book because I'm realizing life is short, and because this painful experience I've had is actually motivating me to pursue this goal I have. This, again, it's just an example. I'm just giving you the examples I'm getting in my mind's eye. But if I had to say what you're shifting towards, my pile number 3, it's really like you pursuing a new project in the material world, from you leaving behind this painful state. And of course, if you lost someone, I'm not saying you leave the grief behind, right? We carry that grief with us for the rest of our life. But we can get to a state where that grief isn't the loudest thing in the room anymore. And so we are able to pursue other things in our life, a new project, a new venture, a new idea, a new plan, right? And I feel like that's what's happening for my pile number 3. And you have the Emperor on your side, which is bringing structure, authority, a sense of leadership, motivation, which is also going to help you plant that new seed into your material life, which is really, really beautiful. It's a very emotional reading for my pile number 3. I'd assume when this deck wanted to work with me today, because it's a very emotional deck anyway. So I knew that whoever picked this pile, it would probably be something quite emotional and potent, right? But I'm really hoping that this reading serves you. So let's pull some cards for you guys. Let's see what else we can get. We're gonna ask if we can get any guidance around navigating this shift, so leaving the pain behind and start to get back up metaphorically. Any guidance from your guides, from your soul, concerning this particular shift. Let's see. We have sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. Beautiful. You might feel more called to also reach out right now that you feel ready to leave this painful place behind. It might be an inner call to start branching out to people more, maybe reach out to your friends, your community, your family. If you've gone through something very painful, and again, it doesn't have to be the loss of a loved one, it could be the loss of a relationship, whatever, right? There's a sense of my pile number 3 having gone through something painful recently. Once you're ready, you feel that call to leave the dark kind of place behind a bit more. You are gonna get this inner call also to start reaching out, give a call to your friends again, maybe start going up and meet your friends again, maybe go back to the communities and clubs and groups and networks you enjoy spending time with. So don't hesitate to reach out once you feel the call. That's also gonna be helping you embody this shift of shifting from something painful to something that feels a bit more manageable, and to start planting this new seed. So it's going to come through you also reaching out to others, reconnecting with your interpersonal relationships and your community. That's really important. Let's see what else my pile number 3. Any other guidance around this, message from your guides around this shift? Look, we have traversing the desert. Have faith in the divine plan. You've been walking through a tough time, right? A tough place. This metaphorical desert, this painful time. And the universe is like, please have faith that things are changing very soon, that you're not gonna feel so heavy, that, I'm hearing this too shall pass. You very soon, I think, are going to start feeling this shift, or might already be feeling this shift from campaign to start to feel ready to, like I said, move forward, make some decisions, start planting seeds, start to feel a bit more excited about the future again. And that's really, really beautiful, really beautiful. Okay, let's wrap it up with a little plant. On one side, we have a plant that can help you move through this shift if you guys like to work with plant energy. And on the other side, we have a poem, so we get a little guidance message as well. Let's see. What plants can help my pile number 3? We have mugwort. Beautiful. A muse, a balm, a smudged, a prayer, like the first rain after a sun-scorched summer, to fire clay and stir the winds of change, fertile soil to incubate creativity. Beautiful. So if you guys like to work with plants and you need a little bit of support, this is going to be your balm, your prayer, right? This, to have this rain finally, like pouring beautiful healing waters on the scorched earth of your heart. If you enjoy working with plant, mugwort can be one that helps you at this moment in time. Beautiful message from my pile number 3. I really hope it resonated. I hope it brought you something of value. If it did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. And till next time, I will send you lots and lots of good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!